How do we create that safety where everyone gets a chance to have their say, feels empowered to speak up, feels confident to speak up?
How many ideation sessions and brainstorms have we been at where we're being invited to write our ideas on post-it or do some agile or do some sort of, participation? And that's really great. Write down our ideas. What do? We force ideas to come forward, and then we start to filter them through our nervousness, or we make sure it's a damn good idea, because most of us have a little bit of a, we don't want to look stupid in front of our peers. And I know it's often a nurturing, safe environment. I get it. But I know human nature to the point that we do tend to put our good ideas forward. We do have a bias towards, we hope people put the little red dot on our ideas. What I will try to do is, in a situation of being asked for inputs and ideas, I will deliberately try to find a way to get the half-baked ideas out. Because I don't think that the tools of even brainstorming go so far as to tease out those little insights. And the great irony here, Mick, is that we're always after insights that we can use as marketing insights. But insights don't come from the conscious mind. They come from the semi-conscious mind. So whatever it takes to get to the semi-evolved idea is well worth it. And that can mean even getting out of the room, walking around the park, going for lunch and dinner, whatever. And sometimes the best stuff does come on the back of the proverbial beer mat. And it's really, really worth highlighting, because if someone is somewhere allowing something to bubble forward, it's not coming from their ego. It's coming from their vulnerability. And I will be the first one to try to do that, because I'm willing to lead on the front edge of that, because I think that really tests my humility as well. It's guaranteed, because they'll say, what are you talking about? And I'll say, I don't know, but let's see, is the spirit in me? Is the genius coming through? Is the audience genius? Am I channeling some insight here? Do we need to walk to work where we can jump on a call? Am I losing it? And people say, actually, no, it's kind of possible. Then the rational people can do it. And part two of that golden nugget is, how I've learned that is simply by exploring the language, etc. But I've found myself in certain challenging situations over the years. I'd find there's one or two go-to people, and I would find the phrases coming out of me and my ask of them, and they'd often be in different organizations or industries, real friends and collegiate peers. I would say, can I just borrow your hard drive for a minute? I'm kind of full of something that needs to be solved. Can I just borrow your hard drive? I'm going to just give you some brain dump of everything, and we're going to figure it out. Can I borrow your hard drive? And I'd say that as a sort of a true word spoken in jest, which I find fascinating too, these sort of honesty things. And then next thing you know, I'm able to just park my frontal kind of cortex and say, okay, how can I rationally or try to objectively arrive at which is ultimately subjective? And at least it's out of my body, out of my thinking, and I can start to move the words around the page to manage what we might call a plan or an insight. And I find those things really, really powerful, because we haven't plugged ourselves into the matrix, etc. yet so far, but we have the ability to manipulate how we look at things. And then a true leader will be mindful of that. There's times for strong leadership where you're just sort of blunt. There are moments, tough moments. But on a day-to-day basis in a knowledge economy, dare I say, it pays to know how we frame our thoughts and minds, because then the output from those thoughts and minds can be kind of more high quality and more high value. And when I say more high value, I actually mean to culture, because culture is the playground for a lot of our modern businesses. And then we can talk about markets, or where do we find a home for these ideas, but it has to live in a culture. So so the more ways we can have a mini kind of compressed cultural conversation relating to a business or a service, then the more ways we can meaningfully create a seed where we can grow something later externally.